ever felt like you were in a sinking ship, and no matter how much knowledge you knew or the fact that you knew it was sinking before everyone else talked about it, it really didn't make a difference? And the fact of the matter was the ship was going to sink regardless. And now the fact that everyone's talking about it, it kind of makes you want to cringe and just face palm. And before you get anything mixed up, this is not saying that Apex is dying or that Apex is dead. I think Apex is still doing absolutely amazing. Personally, I want to give my opinion that I think Kings Canyon is amazing. I think the new update is really good, but obviously not everyone thinks that. And I called something a couple of videos ago that I said might happen and we need to be on the lookout for, and it definitely is happening as we speak. This is simply an epidemic that's within Apex that is not a good situation whatsoever. But I want to clarify again, I'm not saying Apex is dying, nor is it dead, because I don't believe that at all. I actually really like this season. I just feel like I need to clarify that and also talk about this subject, because every time I do talk about this subject, I get so much hate for no reason whatsoever. So if you guys don't mind, please do help me out, because I will get a lot of hate for this for no reason. And please do hit that like button and please subscribe to the channel, because honestly, not only in general does it help me so much, it will really help me on this video. But I will warn you, this is a lot of information, so sit back, relax, grab a snack and watch, because for the next couple of minutes I'm gonna run this clock. I'm just kidding, that was just an old song. I don't even know why I said that.
Oh brother, this guy stinks.
No, but honestly guys, grab some Glytch energy for this video. It is the best energy drink for Apex Legends. It's gonna help you focus, it's gonna give you more energy, and if you guys don't like to drink flavored drinks, then you can just get the supplements and get all the benefits. I drink Tropic Thunder and Blood Orange literally every time I play. And if you go to the website in the description and use my code JMeyels, you get 25% off. That's a massive discount. All right, so let's start off with what I called, and then I'll give you guys some evidential proof as to why this is going on. So a few videos ago, I talked about how Apex could be really in a bad state if pro players and streamers continue to talk about how bad Kings Canyon is. And if they really start to hate on the new map and the new meta and the way that they have everything going, and they constantly bash it on Twitter, then the state of Apex will be really, really bad, all because of the way that these pro players and streamers are presenting it. And don't get me wrong, I think that the pro players' voices need to be heard on this, because if it's really bad for ranked or if it's really bad for competitive, then I understand that it needs to be fixed. But I don't really think that they're doing it properly by bashing them on Twitter about how bad the game is, because that really makes other people not want to play the game either, because they just assume that their person is right, that they like to watch, and say, oh, the game's bad, so I'm not playing. So I want to say that I agree with both sides. I just don't think that it's a perfect system. I don't think that the devs should be hearing about all of this from pro players and streamers through Twitter or through any kind of social media, because it's also bringing a lot of negative reviews for Apex itself. And while I agree that this is going on, I do think that it's only bad for competitive or only ranked systems. I don't really think this is bad for pubs whatsoever, and even the lower ranks I don't think it's that bad. So I think overall the game is in a good state, but because these pro players constantly talk about how bad it is for them, it makes it seem like the entire game is bad. But just remember that just because it's bad for them doesn't mean it's bad for everyone else. So once I called this, I started to look out for things on Twitter that might be related to this going on and might support this idea that this is actually happening. Well, just yesterday, Noct said this on Twitter: never had less fun playing Apex. I've played 5 matches in 3 hours, codenet every queue, and the one game I win, I don't even get my RP for it. Now that's a big yikes. But trust me, this is just the beginning of it. Clarify, also another pro player on Twitter, I hope I'm pronouncing his name right, I'm not sure, but he said there is no way we are going to play Kings Canyon for comp, right? It is still horrible, and everyone who plays competitive has made that very, very clear. And Bronzy replied saying, I hope not. So this was kind of like a gut-wrenching, statement for me to watch, because personally I'm over here like, oh, I love the new map, I love Kings Canyon, I think they did a really good job for it, and still it's not there. These people are not satisfied, and honestly I don't think they'll ever give Kings Canyon a real chance. But like I said, this is just the beginning. This also on Twitter saying this: Olympus over World's Edge and World's Edge over Kings Canyon. And this was kind of a big statement, right? He's trying to bash how bad Kings Canyon is, but then Garza, actually a Respawn developer, kind of calls him out on this and said, LOL, this didn't age well. Just in January of last year, this said Kings Canyon is such a superior map compared to World's Edge. And that makes no sense, because in my opinion, January of 2020, Kings Canyon was much worse than it is now. And I think some of the worst parts of this is, like I said, is how gut-wrenching this has to be to the devs, because it's already kind of gut-wrenching to me. Josh Medina did say this on Twitter just yesterday, and as well as Zach Connolly, I hope I'm saying his name right, Connolly, I'm not sure, but Zach said, due to late game zone quality concerns and feedback from ALGS players, Kings Canyon will be removed from the ALGS map pool until after the ALGS championship. Now, this is just so sad, because it's like they just released this season. They're so excited for this new map, and it's just ripped away just like that. And Josh Medina replied with the GIF saying, and it's gone. And that's just like, you can feel how heartbroken the devs must be, knowing that they spent all this time on this map update and then it's just getting bashed by the community so badly. And the topic that I wanted to say is that this is really killing Apex. Now, this is not just to say Kings Canyon is killing Apex. That's what I was going to title this video, but it's not just Kings Canyon that's killing Apex, because in my opinion, it's not necessarily all Kings Canyon's fault. It's the way that the feedback is transmitted from the community, or I would say the streamers slash pro players, to the devs, because all of these fans that watch these streamers and pro players are going to automatically assume that the game is bad just because it's bad for that pro player. So I guess the title of the video really is talking about two things. Number one, Kings Canyon is killing Apex because of apparently how bad it is for all these pro players and streamers out there. But then also another thing that's killing Apex is the way that the feedback is transmitted back to the devs, allowing all of these pro players and streamers to get on Twitter and rant about how bad it is, and then all of their fans just bringing down with it, and it's really not a good thing. And just in case you thought that was not enough people or not enough evidence, Daltouche also saying ranked Apex is in the worst state it has ever been before, a miserable experience. And Imperial Hal replied and said facts. So for you personally, you might not like any of these people and might not really care, but what you do have to realize is there are thousands upon thousands upon thousands of fans that watch these people and are heavily influenced by them. And if they say something is bad, if they bring the game down, then they're going to bring the game down just as much as that pro does. Now, I would like to put your heart at ease that in no way, shape, or form is Apex going to die. Is it on the path to death, or is it really dying bad? I don't think that whatsoever, at least not at this point. I think the game is still doing really, really good. But this is no doubt, no question, a negative impact on the game, I believe. And just to make sure that your hearts are at ease with the state of Apex right now, NRG Suite actually did make a really good post on Twitter yesterday saying one thing that has flown little under the radar in the last few weeks is that Apex is absolutely popping off on Twitch. Everyone's getting more viewers and reaching new highs. If you are still aspiring to do this, don't give up. It's growing every day and is showing no signs of stopping. Apex Legends News replying and says, last 7 days, average viewership and hours watched both up almost 40%, total streamers up 33%, and peak viewers up 144%. So that's absolutely amazing. And he did say new season hype, of course, but these are much better than the numbers at season 7 launch, which was also very strong. And just to put that in perspective, this is not necessarily a direct correlation with gaming and YouTube videos, but when my videos pop off the first 30 minutes or off the first hour, they tend to do really, really good in the long term as well. When things go really, really slow, they tend to stay very, very slow. So overall, I think Apex is definitely in a good place, but something is definitely killing and striking at the heart of Apex every single day, and it needs to be dealt with. Whether it be Kings Canyon, whether it be a real fix for Kings Canyon, or whether it just needs to be a new way for information or feedback to be transmitted to the devs from the pros slash streamers. That way they don't give so much of a negative influence bashing it on Twitter. So you guys will definitely have to let me know whose side you're on this. But lastly, before I go, I do want to talk about another subject really, really quickly. So Average Aiden did say this on Twitter. This is also another thing that's killing Apex, in my opinion, is that EA CFO announced that Apex is officially a $1 billion game. To celebrate the winner of the next ALGS, they're going to receive $25 gift certificates to Barnes & Noble. Now, obviously, this was a joke, but it is kind of pointing light towards the fact that Respawn developers are not really giving their players who play in these tournaments that make them a lot of money a big prize pool. They are kind of making a little bit of change, and it's not very much compared to other games out there. So of course it sparks the conversation, is this another thing that is killing Apex? I'm not sure, but you guys have to let me know down in the comments what you think. Make sure to leave a like on this video if you did enjoy, and subscribe to the channel for some more Apex Legends content like this. Also, this is completely random, but what do you guys think about this right here? A store for level 500 and plus players only. Look at all the stuff that you could get with legend tokens. You could buy heirloom shards, you can buy exclusive skins. I think this would be really cool, something they should definitely add into Apex, but that had no correlation with the video. I don't even know why I said that. I just thought it'd be really cool to talk about. It was in my notes and I thought I'd add it in there, and I'm like, why did I don't even know why I'm still talking. Whatever. All right, guys, that's gonna be it for me. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Make sure to go buy some Glytch energy. It is actually super good. I would not recommend something that is not good. The flavor is amazing, and like I said before, if you guys don't like flavored drinks or stuff like that, you can just get the supplements and get all the benefits as well. You can use code JMeyels at the checkout. You're gonna get 25% off, which is a really big discount. You guys can get it for really, really cheap. I appreciate it. Hope you guys have a great day. Stay safe, stay positive. Join the Discord, follow me on Twitter. Also, for some more exclusive giveaways, I'm going to be doing some on Twitter and TikTok, I think, maybe even Instagram. So make sure to go follow me on all my socials down in the description. I'll see you later, and peace.